Trish Santini's the Guthrie Theater. She is the Guthrie Theater. Marketing director, is that your title? She is the Guthrie Theater. There's a little bridge between her first and second finger that you have to cross, all that sort of stuff is there. I beg your pardon, she is the External Relations Director since 2006. And before that, she was Vice President of the Broadway division at the Marketing Group. And she did marketing campaigns for like 30 Broadway shows, a gazillion of them, all right? And she founded the theater company, The Working Group. So give a great big warm audience revolution. Welcome to Trish Santini.
Hi. How's everybody holding up? Yeah. I'm going to be gentle, because it's the end of a long couple days, right? So I'm going to just try to bring it down a little bit. All right, let me start by saying that I think the longer I do this, the less I know and the more questions that I have. But one thing I ask myself often and always is, what does success look like? And sometimes that's a really easy answer, like when that show makes gold. And other times it's pretty overwhelming to sort out what really has value and what is simply external pressure to be on it and timely and relevant and savvy and cutting edge. And you struggle to retain your own sense of vision and purpose and clarity, and most importantly, leadership. Almost 20 years ago, I started a theater company in New York, and we had this lofty mission statement about new work and a bunch of other things that I could not recall to you if you paid me. But what I do remember was what I called the internal mission statement. And that was a lot simpler. Do the best plays we are capable of, and be really nice to the people who come. Now, oh, thank you. So in those days, my resources to accomplish that was about $12 for the show, my lovely smile, and a lot of mediocre wine that I poured after every show. But what I really cared about was creating a vibe like people were coming into my home, and although I didn't exactly know what I was doing, it just sort of felt right intuitively. And as a result, the focus was on building relationships and creating a shared investment with the work on the stage. So, cut to 2013, where I now have a completely embarrassment of riches, right? I'm part of a 5-member team that runs a $28 million a year organization with a top-notch staff in a remarkable new facility that has nothing but opportunity to engage with the community in multiple ways with various points of entry. We have 5 floors of public space where you can just come and hang out and have a coffee. We host hundreds of discussions and workshops, year-round classes for adults and kids, backstage tours, iPod tours, architecture tours, 3 different places to have dinner, free Wi-Fi, gorgeous views of the Mississippi River, 40,000 Facebook likes and 13,000 Twitter followers, dozens of community partnerships with organizations like the Mayo Clinic and our Children's Hospital, more than a dozen printed and online publications, a volunteer program of more than 500 individuals, and a remarkable and generous board of directors. Kind of love my job, right? And my team is ferocious, and they bring good ideas to the table, and they implement initiatives at the speed of light. But at about 6 months ago, at the end of my yoga class, when I was supposed to be thinking of nothing, and instead I was thinking about work, I realized that it's still the same as it was almost 20 years ago. At the end of the day, with everything we do, and all the varied ways we engage, the thing that still engages people the most is when we do the best plays we are capable of, and we are really nice to the people who come. Now, it's more complicated than that, as it has evolved beyond my mediocre wine, and I have a visitor services staff that is profoundly dedicated to hospitality. We have a mission statement. We actually use it. And although I participate in conversations about the work we choose, I don't ultimately make the decisions about what's on our stage. But I am in charge of being really nice to people. So I'm now looking at everything my departments do through the lens of service. So from mobile ads to Facebook posts to box office uniforms to wandering the house of the theater pre-show just to chat with people, I've become mildly obsessed with, are we making this choice for our audience or for ourselves? Is it the information they want, or is it the information we want them to have? So in many ways, I've gone back to my roots, and I'm trying to simplify the approach and quiet the noise and reflect on what has real value versus what the media tells us matters, and that has led me to the list I'm about to share, because now I'm going all old school and I'm only thinking about basic stuff from 20 years back. And my apologies for it being a list that will not have a whole lot of explanation, but Jesus, I only have 5 minutes, so. Here it is in no particular order, and with the understanding that I do not do all of this really well every day. My top 10 things that I knew 20 years ago that I still hold to be true. Number 1, one of the most intimate and profound relationships that exist on the planet happens in that space between the artist on the stage and the audience in the house. Number 2, be good to your database, and it will be good to you. Number 3, it's okay to do less better. Go deeper, not wider. Number 4, hire great people, invest in them, train them, tell them you are proud of them often, and always say that when they fail. Number 5, avoid the one-off and the desire to pursue all bright, shiny objects. That's one really hard for me. My staff will tell you I love a bright, shiny object. Number 6, say thank you often and almost to the point of being annoying. Number 7, evaluate often and don't be afraid to let stuff go. Number 8, develop a kick-ass plan and then change it as often as necessary because cumulative knowledge is your friend. Number 9, none of the new stuff has replaced the old stuff. You have to do all of it. Oh, the groan. And number 10 is actually, to me, the most important. So if you've been ignoring me up until now, pay attention. Theater people are, by their very nature, pioneers, innovators, illuminators, revolutionaries, game changers, risk takers, problem solvers, and great fucking citizens. We are a noble breed, and we need to own that. We do it so well, sometimes we forget how good we are at it, and we look outside for what we inherently do every day, all day. So let's just take advantage of each other on a more regular basis. And we need to do the best plays we are capable of, and we need to be really freaking nice to the people who come. Thanks for letting me share.